Alright, so I have a theory that I'm going to test out this video and maybe moving forward. So, I'm going to think about going Awoken main, melting second. Here's my reasoning. I was kind of just looking through, so common, you know, I think Steel Enhancer and Sting, those are cards you're just probably never supposed to really take in either combo. Sting maybe if you had some relic support, but the rest, you know, I think when I'm going melting main I never want Wildwood Sap, which is a shame because if I'm Awoken main this is like a very high value card, so right up there I'm already, and I'm not losing any value of any of the rest of these cards by going Awoken main versus melting main. In fact, I'd say I gain it as well with Restoration Destination. And honestly, if I have the Rejuvenation version of the champ, a lot of these just gain even more value, so already the commons of the Awoken have become much more enticing. I have less duds. If we go to the uncommon, I think Ensnare is kind of always about the same. I think these are about the same. They're both always top tier. Pyrgo I don't think is ever worth taking with the melting main because you're never really strapped for energy, and you want card draw, so even just the single card draw negative here makes it pretty much a never pick. And even for Awoken I don't know if I would still take it. It's definitely better than the old version of the card, but I don't know if I'd go out of my way to take it because I just, even with Awoken main I don't foresee myself really needing energy. So Pyrgo still probably not take. NS Speed doesn't gain or lose any value. I think it's a pretty low value card, but an acceptable DPS if you are kind of at your last banner unit and needing DPS. NS Will is still as good if, you know, because we're still hunting for Moldeds if we find them, and Animus Will is the best there, but even if we don't find Moldeds, Animus Will behind it. I guess the big thing here is the Awoken Hollow. Edge Prior I still don't think is really great. Engraft becomes better because now with the melting main I just don't really see Awoken Hollow and Thorn Hollow really as good takes. However, with Awoken main they're amazing takes. To have, you know, an uncommon unit, which is really the common version of banner unit, right? Because there's only uncommon and rares for banner units. Having the Thorned Hollow and Awoken Hollow as viable options, and I'd say Thorned Hollow is even like, you know, one of the top options. I think it just makes everything that much more consistent. I don't think we lose anything with any of these cards, and even some of these other cards, like Focus Growth is a really good card, but we find ourselves not really able to take it as a melting main because the energy cost, like the heal just doesn't really do anything, but when you're Awoken main, the heal does do something. And even Awake, which I don't know why they nerfed it, but it could still be usable. And Bramble Lash is a big one. You know, we talk about probably with this combo, killing tanks is your biggest issue. Well, if you have a Thorned Hollow and a Bramble Lash, or even the Spike version of the Awoken Champ and a Bramble Lash, you're fucking destroying tanks. That's just deleting a tank, you know. So, and then we'll take a look at the rares. I still don't think the Rail Spike is very good. I'm hard. I think, at least in this combo especially, you know, you got drags. You're probably not removing that many drags. You got a lot of low cost cards, like spending the energy to draw them. You know, sometimes you're just drawing blight cards. Like I don't think it's that good. And let's see what else. I mean, if you spend every energy point that goes into drawing a zero cost card is an energy point wasted, in my opinion. Channel Song is bad. The fact that you draw your banner units first is like you basically have to purposely not put them down for this to work. Like in very niche cases it can work. So I think the rares are actually kind of bad in a lot of cases. But Unleash the Wildwood, this could still work. Like if I have Thorned Hollows and whatnot, the hollow units. I don't think this is a horrible card to take. Healing them to full isn't a bad thing, depending on the Seraph that we're facing. If we're facing like if we don't have good AoE, but we have a Thorn Hollow, and we're facing the strength sap version of Seraph, they've got such a high amount of damage coming in that this is actually fine. Shard Channeler. Now this is a really good card in Awoken main, whereas it's a useless card for the Melting Remnant. So, but by the way, I'd say at least all these four are kind of useless for the Melting Remnant main. These three I don't think are very high quality picks, but we at least have one pick that now becomes high quality. In Vine Mother, I think it's a slight boost for Awoken main, just because you're going to have, I believe, the way the artifacts, you got your Awoken artifacts, and you got those sting spell, there's various, one of them adds piercing, one of them just adds damage. I think that makes Vine Mother a little more usable, but still not like, I don't know, it's an okay card, I think, in either of them. It's probably not much of a difference, though, going Awoken main, but I do think it's a slight bump. Quick, I think it's pretty, useless as Melting main, but it can be a little more useful for Awoken main, but still not super high priority. I'd rather just get a quick upgrade. If I would only want this on like a sweeper unit, and relying on this to apply it is not as good as just simply enhancing it, but I guess it's an option. Adaptive Mutation, I think, is pretty good in either, but I think as Awoken main, there's just more application for it. Like, you can put it on any of your, Thorned Hollow is the best one to really put it on and turn it into a DPS unit. If you have multi-strike on it, even better. Now, Spreading Spores, this is another one where it's pretty much unusable as a Melting main, but on the Awoken main, there's plenty of situations where this can be a viable card, and honestly a game winner in some cases. Wilting Sapwood, I think, still sucks. I kind of think I love, devs have created a really great game here, but I think there's a few things that are just a little out of touch on, and this is a big one. Like, the problem with this unit isn't that it didn't do damage. Like, they added damage to it that really doesn't change anything with this unit. Like, it takes up 3 space, it's 2 energy, like, these are the things that, and it also gives energy in a class that doesn't need energy. Like look at that. Like, there's just not that many. The only things that are high cost are spells, but it's so easy to just remove. Like, it costs 20 gold, 25 gold. It's always guaranteed. You can reroll to do it twice. It's just so easy to reduce the energy cost on spells that you don't need to gain energy through ways like this. Like, energy gain is only useful for classes that have high cost minions. Or even, like, Hellhorn has the Hellhorn Tome, which is ridiculously expensive. Even with energy, mitigation on it, it can enter the realm of needing energy. But just, Awoken doesn't need that. They don't need that. So this is only really useful, I think, as maybe comboing with either Hellhorn or Umbra, which tend to have some high cost cards. But Stygian, Awoken, and Melting really don't have high cost shit other than spells, which, as I've outlined, it's much easier simply to just spend a low amount of gold on guaranteed energy reductions on them. And usually these things, it's like Cycle of Life, like big whoop if I get double stack on it, right? Like, I'd rather just make it cheaper. 6 versus 3 spikes isn't that huge of a deal. If I have it at 1 cost, I'm just playing it more often, But that's kind of the thing there. I still think I don't know why they nerfed it. It wasn't that great of a card to begin with. So let's go to the Melting and see if we really lose much here by going Awoken main. So Dregs, I think they still do their job. You stick them down for no cost, and they do a little bit of damage, or they soak up a little damage, and then they're done. That's really what they're there for. These Burnout extension cards are going to be admittedly pretty useless. they're, in my opinion, the only use of them is to get you through the early game with Burnout Champ. No other Burnout unit. There's not that many Burnout units is a thing. And a lot of them, like Draft, for example, I would consider a good Burnout unit, but it's not a banner unit, and also you only have Burnout 1, so it's like this card really just wants reform, you know? Burnout Extension is not what's going to work on this card, and it benefits much more from just being reformed, and it's also just hard to draw a Burnout Extension card on the same turn as a Draft. So really there's just, you know, the fact that there's not many Burnout units. The only other Burnout units are really like the ladies, and they, I don't know, like keeping them going with Burnout isn't a winning strategy. So really these cards just become dead. So that's something to factor in. Draft, I think, still stays the same though. Like, as I've mentioned, you either have Molded or you don't, or Wicked Blaze, and he'll still be basically, unless it's the top floor, he's like a 1 mana. It's almost like a Titan's Gratitude or whatever, that does a little less damage but doesn't actually discard a card, right? Which isn't like a horrible thing. It's not great, but I still wouldn't add it if I didn't have like good reason to have it in there, aka Molded. Dripfall, you know, I really think this card actually got nerfed with the Dazed. Descending is not good to it's not that useful to use on enemies. It just isn't. Like, Ascend is much more like versatile for enemies. You know, you can just lift a guy out and like usually a shield unit or whatnot, and that's basically like deleting it. And Dripfall doesn't really do that. And applying Dazed 1 for enemies for both these classes, Awoken and Melting, just doesn't really, it's not that necessary. Like, your units, like Awoken units are tanky, you usually have a good tank, and Melting units just kind of want to die. They kind of want to die, and they don't care about getting hit. Like, Tombs don't care about getting hit, Burnout units don't care about getting hit. You're going to get reformed, you almost want to get hit. So really all it does is it nerfs the actual use of Dripfall, which would be to jerk your own units down. If they wanted to buff this card, just fucking remove the Dazed and keep it at 1 energy. At 1 energy, then it's like the equivalent of Hidden Passage, but Descend. And I would actually love that card. I think it would actually show the strength of Descend in general. I think Descend, there's kind of this notion that Ascend is de facto better than Descend, and I actually disagree with that. I just think the Descend cards tend to suck. They cost too much fucking energy, or there's something like this where if you play it on your own guy, now there's a huge negative. You can't actually fight the turn you do it, which is actually a huge thing. But I gotta be honest, I think stacking the bottom floor is generally better than the top floor in a lot of cases. And you know, cards like Cave-In kind of have illustrated that in my runs in the past. I'm not going to say Descend is more useful than Ascend, but I think it's as useful as Descend. I think it has a little bit more application on your own units than Ascend does. That's my opinion there. But we just can't see it because every Descend card in the game either costs 2 energy, or the only one that costs 1 energy, Dripfall, fucking dazes our units. So how can we compare, you know? I really hope they change that. Entombed Explosive will still be great, I think, for Awoken main. It'll probably be a little less valuable, but that's not to say it's not very valuable still. It had a nice value with the Harvest Rector particularly, but you know, we'll still be able to slap the Endless on it if we need to. We'll still be able to you know, reform it if we have reform cards. We'll still be able to harvest it with other harvest cards, you know. And now we'll get to that later, but yeah, it's still good. Molded is obviously, I think, still top tier. If you can find Molded, you still might as well lean into that strategy. I mean, that's still the main strategy I'm going to go to here, is my thinking. And Molten Encasement, I think, is still about the same. Stealth might actually benefit Awoken a little bit more, at least to get through like the mid game. I don't know if end game it really changes much, but it'll still be okay. And then let's go to Uncommon. So Intent on Death still sucks. Memories and Melted still sucks. They're still useless cards. You'd never add them to your deck. Remnant Host, I think, is still about as good. Similar to the other Tomb units, they would have benefited the Champ Harvest Rector more than they would any of the Awoken champs, but that's still not to say it's not a great card. Sacred Wicks, this I probably... it's not a great card anyway, but it's probably not even worth taking as Awoken main, I think. Whereas with Melting Main, there are times when I would take Sacred Wicks to try to maybe transition into the Reform, but with Awoken main you don't have to rely on Reform as much, I feel. And this being that it's such a significantly worse Reform card than the other Reform cards, I just don't think I'd find myself taking it. Maybe I consider it at sometimes, I don't know, we'll have to see. Like if I had like a Bounty Stalker or something, maybe we start considering something like that. Votavary I don't think is... I don't like this card in general, honestly, but really it just... Harvest is the only reason I think it exists. Crushing Demise will still be a top tier include. I mean, if we... At the very worst, it can just clear out, you know, units on an empty floor, but I think we're still going to be hunting for Moldeds and stuff, and this is obviously the best card you can combo with that. Being able to kill your own units and whatnot, and then just kill the enemy tanks. Lady of the House probably won't be getting picked too much. Not that she was that high of a priority ad anyway for Melting Main, but I don't think she's really even an option. She could be an option, I guess, if I start with some Moldeds and whatnot. I could consider her if I think I really need some sort of DP, because she does okay damage, like, and she could hybrid as a tank as well, so she's kind of a swing unit to get you through the early game, I think, if you need it, but still not a high priority ad. And Lady of the Reform is pretty similar. I'd only take them if I really just need them, but they're not like high priority ads. Paraffin Enforcer probably is not as good as in the Awoken main, but I think still takeable. I think what I'm noticing is like, whereas with the Melting main, a lot of those Awoken cards that are now takeable to almost good were just untakeable. I'm not finding as Melting main, I'm not just seeing cards that were takeable become straight up untakeable. That's kind of what I'm getting here. We don't really have to go through everything. I just don't see anything that really loses significant value by choosing Awoken as the main. But I guess we'll find that how that is in practice soon enough, because we'll go into it here now. So here we go. See if we can get a higher streak with this as the combo. I also think the champ has such a strong early... Like, either the Spikes or the Rejuvenation version of this champ have such a strong early game that you're able to take those trials on, and even the mid game is pretty strong. I do love the Awoken champ. I think she's a bit more consistent than the Rector. Restoration Detonation will be good. Dripfall I'm not huge on, and Snare's pretty good. And Snare's just kind of nice to have, I feel. There's not a huge downside to having that in your deck. So what do we got? Devouring the spells. Let's check. I think let's check the champ first. I would prefer spikes in this. I don't really get the revenge. I've seen people like talk up the revenge. Like, Awoken is probably the class that has the best card draw in the game, so I don't know why you would need card draw for your champ. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. Since we have spikes, we really don't need infused mallet, so we'll take the merchant thing. Spikes is, you know, a sticker on the bottom floor and nothing's fucking getting past. Actually, Mark of Invasion I'll just stick on the top. I have Restoration, Detonation, and whatnot, so like, with any luck, I just hopefully sort of won't die. Let's stick this behind, I think. Doesn't really matter that much. I guess I should have put them on the bottom floor, but then it would have given them a slay, so I think this is fine. And actually this allows us to kill the Collector. So the Detonation pretty much fully heals her. As you can see, it's just... yeah, it's too good. Don't really need to drip fall anything. I can stick him here. Just get maybe. Let me think. I might as well do this, I guess. Yeah, that works. So we could do this now. I guess this gets us more damage, and I would want a train steward at this point on the top just for the boss. Give a little extra DPS. Bye-bye. I should have dripped. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Stacking. I should have just stacked more regen, whatever. I'm surprised at that. Went a lot worse than I thought it would. Guess I could really use like a wildwood sap. Asking you shall receive. See, now I can finally get some of these other cards. Now these I'm not gonna add them. So we saw the. I mean, I wouldn't have took those melted cards anyway if I was melted main. You know what I mean? Like, because I wouldn't have gone burnout champ since I didn't have any burnout things. So I would have went harvest, or if I didn't go for that, I'd unfortunately have to do the reform route. I guess if I did the resolve route, I would have took draft there, but the resolve route is just a losing fucking play anyway. Probably go banner unit here. We saw in that fight that, I mean, we do have the sap now, which should help, but like, it was pretty rough to kill the boss without a good DPS unit, so I think I just need a good DPS unit. There's also not like a double stack on Wildwood Sap would be the only like big upgrade I feel that I'd want. Quick, okay, it's not really any remnant units that want quick. Paraffin Thug could be good. Though, Legion of Wax is kind of its own carry unit sometimes. Like, it's something we could just slap on a floor and then that floor is taken care of, essentially. Let me think. It would definitely kill any boss, even just like any of this next circle of bosses. I like Paraffin Thug, just give me some extra gold. He's a good DPS unit. If we don't have molded, we don't necessarily. I'd rather just stick. I don't know about burnout. Let's do this. Yeah, multi-strike we're definitely taking. I guess we just purge one of these stewards out then. I think I just want the plus 10 damage upgrade, unless I find a molded. If I find a molded, then I'll take the burnout upgrade if I can find it again. I don't know about this for a unit draft. That is unfortunate that they have spikes. We don't really have any way to get back there to kill those spikes. I might want to stick Paraffin on the middle floor. I could at least drip fall them down. I think that's probably not worth it a unit draft. Yeah, extra armor. Extra armor is just a pretty brutal one when you have a low pyre health. So here, we could do this. Try to get at least a little bit more out of him. Oh, that's unfortunate. I guess I could drip fall him. And then he's stunned. Yeah, let's do that. Next turn, I guess Paraffin's just sort of dead, but I guess that's fine. Let's do this. Oh, I should have put him in front. That was a mistake. Yeah, whatever. Oh, this is actually perfect. Because they'll kill them. Ah, I should have thought about that. So they kill themselves because, you know, when they attack me, they die. So perfect. That's, by the way, another reason I think that the reduction of one attack artifact is just utterly useless. This guy's tough. At least we got that. I guess we just stack this. And these guys are gonna die no matter what, so might as well just put them in so they don't cycle back in the deck. Man, this guy's a real fuck, huh? Did they nerf the spiked version of the champ and I, like, didn't catch that or some shit? It sure seems like it. Oh, I might be dead here. Okay, well, that's weird. Did they nerf the health and I didn't like catch that or something? Because last time I played this champ, that was never fucking happening. Like early game, I would have fucking torn through everything. I don't know what happened there. I mean, that is the fucking hardest two early circle champs, but whatever. Okay. I think this is a better setup than last time. Let's temper the strength. I guess I'll go Rejuve Bomb. So, wow, 1 out of 3 into 1 out of 3 for not getting the fucking Rejuve Bomb. I really wanted to try that new Rejuve Bomb out. I think I'll just take straight up money over spells getting an extra upgrade slot. I'm not gonna do that. I don't. It looks like the spikes is actually a weak early game with the low health now. I swear I had like more health. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. I just don't ever remember having fucking problems with this. You know, with this champ. I do that since he's gonna be the one fighting the boss. Yeah, I'll just do this. The more regen, the better. Finish him. Just do that. What the fuck, dude? Yeah, there's definitely... I would crush these fucking bosses, so something's gotta be different. I mean, I'll beat him here, but like, that alone should have been able to beat it back in the day. I don't know, maybe the champ got nerfed enough that this combo isn't good. Glimmer's just too good. Maybe I need Molten Encasement, I don't know. Let's take it. Clearly I have no tankiness at all, so... we gotta go unit, right? Let's hope for Animus of Will. Well, we'll take Thorn Hollow. I mean, that unit's pretty damn good. Let's reroll. Health is good. Still don't like... I don't like large stone in general. I could just do this. That's enough health that it doesn't really matter, and giving it some extra damage isn't like horrible. And let's get rid of one of these Train Stewards. Let's hope we can... Let's try to get more of our units killed so we can actually get benefit on that artifact. God, this fucker. I think it's so busted, like, the level of strength this guy has over the other bosses is so insane. Like, Spikes really doesn't hurt us though. I mean, we took 2 tanks I'll take that for the extra money. You gotta play to win. I mean, in a way, it helps our units die too, which is good. Man, I do need to get at least one energy reduction on him. Might as well put him. Let's see, haste. I do need to kill the haste guy, so let's do this. Just put him in behind. I should put one there. Fuck. Well, luckily we got that. So at this point, I'll start stacking Thorn Dude, because Thorn Dude's gonna be the dude that's gonna have to kill him. Should put. And they're all dead. This will help though. That'll definitely help. What do you think here? Steel Enhancer next turn. Get more gold if I do this. You know, roll the dice here. By the way, you see how weak Steel Enhancer is. Like, regen was almost basically as good as fucking. Regen is almost better than Steel Enhancer, and regen is my basic fucking card, right? That's another nice thing about Awoken is like regen did pretty much nothing for you as melting main, but for Awoken main, regen is a fine card. Take another Entombed Explosive. Entombed Explosive is really good. Let me think. At this point, I think we're good on bosses and stuff. We're good on killing little units. We just need to really start. But even with these three, we're kind of okay at killing tanks, but really tanks is what we need to kill. I think a DPS unit could help at any rate. So would we rather have a Hell Vent? Or just a chance at another Awoken unit? I mean, Remnant units could be okay. Really, Animus Awell is the unit we want, but Paraffin Thug would be okay, Bounty Stalker would be okay. I could just... I wouldn't Hellvent the Thorn Hollow, because there's not really enough regen to go around there. I would probably just Hellvent the Entombed Explosive, if I'm being honest. Maybe I like that more than this. Yeah, we do need a DPS unit. How many more banners are we going to have a chance at here? I do want to hit that Merchant of Magic up. Getting the Awake cheaper is going to be pretty big. So we'll have a chance at one more banner. And that's it, so... I think I'll still hold out. Animus' speed just isn't really good enough, I feel. Do I need her to beat Daedalus, though? I think I do. Daedalus is really tanky, so unfortunately we have to take her. I think... let's see... I think giving her a little health would be nice in the future, I guess. To survive, like, thorns and stuff. And then I'll just hold out for a... what do you call it? Multi-strike upgrade. I could make, like... I guess one of these dregs have some stuff, and then I'll just purge a unit. It's fine. I don't think I'll give him the health though at this point. Probably should have checked his caverns first. Oops. Whatever. Most caverns suck anyway. Case in point. I really don't think Dante's that good. Like, I think he's very memeable, and I've had runs where he'll work, but like, no. Dante's Candle is too much of a price to pay for what you end up getting. I think it takes too long to get him. Dante's just not good, as are most caverns. People tend to forget all the runs that Dante has lost them. Let's put it that way. Fucking rage units every fucking fight, huh? And then what? We got the double explode version, of course. Well, I guess we're gonna stick Thorn Hollow floor 2. May as well save him 5 damage. Not the greatest use for my entombed unit, but whatever. Here's a much better use of it. Let's put her behind. This will be my boss killing floor. Let's get these guys behind. Just get a little chip damage in on Daedalus. I'm probably going to want to try to get chip damage in on this fucker here and there. That sucks. Oh, quick. Well, for once the quickness actually helps. Yeah. Let's put him in front. I just want these to burn out and give me gold. And hopefully the grenade will at some point kill the top guy. Ugh, this is rough. There's no real way that I survive any of this, so I guess if I do this, that still shoots him. Well, yeah, there's no way he survives, so I guess we'll just sacrifice a trained steward as well. And then I can't really play anything else. I may need to look into a space upgrade. What the fuck? Get fucked, assholes. Pieces of shit. Fuck haste, honestly. Like, honestly, fuck haste. I guess we'll just eliminate him. Take the hits. This will save a little bit. We really need a wake to be cheaper. Not bad. Too bad that fucking transfer never died. 5 gold missed. Devourer of Death. Sucks. Like, what the fuck is, like, what is the point of this unit? To harvest, you have to be generally behind units, but it's not a tomb unit, yet it sort of looks like a tomb unit to me, right? But it's not a tomb unit, so okay. It's an AoE killer, which again, like, this has finisher written all over it. You have to have shit die. If it's enemies dying to any great amount, then it sounds like you got your AoE figured out on that floor, right? So why do you need this unit? It doesn't make any motherfucking sense to me. Like, it would make sense to me if it did like a huge amount of damage to a single unit. Like as a boss finisher. That's really the only way this fucking unit would work. So this unit makes no sense. It's a poorly designed unit for sure. I could maybe take Cycle of Life. I don't know if it really does much for me. I mean, it really doesn't. Awake does like everything that it does and more, so I'll just get Awake, I think. I could use one more DPS unit, and Animus of Will certainly is a good one. Stigger. I suppose I want space. I mean, I have all these tomb units and stuff, so I need that extra space to put them in front every now and then. Wickless Baron could have been okay too, but kind of requires a multi-strike upgrade, and I don't really see myself hitting a whole lot of Merchant of Steels. Whereas like Animus of Will, all I need is a plus, even a Battlestone, but a plus 10 ideally damage would do. I still kind of want to hit this up. Awoken has better relics in general, but I guess I want the Awake. Awake. I kind of want the power spike on Awake right now. Big Sludge is definitely a potential carry unit. At that point, I have so many banner units, so I already have kind of too many. Like, I guess Animus' speed could sit on its own floor since it's quick. It could be like top floor finisher or something. I could stick Big Sludge behind Thorn Hollow since I have that space upgrade, and that's pretty good amount of DPS. Big Sludge I think is more usable in this combo as well, just for the record. Nothing really worth permafrosting here. We'll do this. I guess we can do this. God damn. Yeah, I'd rather just double stack that Wildwood Sap. This is a good one at least. And then let's just do that, I think. Now Awake becomes an okay card for the low price of 40 bucks. I think you gotta go all in on whatever route you go with this champ. Nah. Armor's too brutal, especially with this. Like, I won't be able to draw into anything if these things aren't dying. Actually, they have 5 health, 15. I have 20 spikes. Let's do it. This is actually fine, I think. The boss is easy enough. So we'll be inclined to stack our spikes bottom floor and mid floor. So I'll stick her, I can stick her at the top. Big Sludge could be okay at the bottom too. This would allow me to get the gold if it comes in. I think that's fine. Damn. Well, we couldn't have got the gold no matter what, so whatever. I am inclined to do this, I think. Not really, actually. I'll put the Big Sludge behind here, I think. It's actually better, I think. It's a lot of damage. units that I know what to do with. It's like definitely an issue. I think I want to stack this floor actually. This guy is going to end up with pretty damn good DPS. This will do more damage, I think. Oh, I guess not. I thought it gives him 10 fucking extra damage though. Oh, yeah, it should be 10 extra damage. So why did it go down by 10 there? Oh, because 20 spikes is better than 10. Duh. Yeah, I'm fucking retarded. That works. That works. And that works. That'll do her. Easy boss, like I said. Well, we may have to abandon the Animus Will, I don't know, like... Ooh. Maybe Bramble Lash. Does suck to give up a focus growth. I don't find I'm needing huge heals at the moment though. Bramble Lash just gives me more ways to kill tanks. Subsiding Blade is okay. I'll take it. If anything, I can even use it to cheese my own units and get some extra gold here and there. We haven't really removed like any units. I guess we removed it a little bit, but... So this could be okay. I could Hellvent stuff. I don't know what I'd Hellvent. Wildwood Sap, probably. I think I like that. Let's take a look at the caverns. You never know. There are a few good caverns. Most of them are shit, but every now and then there's a good one. Here's an example of a fucking horrible one. Pro tip, never do this one. Not worth it. A single... It should at least give you a choice between two. Like, at least make it as good as this. Like, the price you have to pay is ridiculous. Like, it's so much gold, it's so much health. Like, fucking ridiculous. I could... Let's see... Maybe this Awake could be a pretty good duplication. I think I like that. Wish it still had 4 regen. I still feel like it wasn't like needing a nerf. I don't really know why I got nerfed. It's still a usable card though, so maybe that says something about it. This is the easiest mark of invasion, so we should probably take it. Even though we have so much gold, like I can just stick like a thorn to at top if need really be. And actually that makes a whole lot of sense with this, I think. I will do this, I think. Just soak up some damage. I think I'd want to put the Rage guy up there. Am I going to be able to generate enough Rage though? I think I want the Rage guy down here. I'll stick her up here. And let's just have... this, I guess, so when I put the... I think I'd rather have a tomb unit on the bottom, so let's just sacrifice this guy. Get some gold. Animus of Will here works. Let's do this, but then do this. The more regen on him might be better, I think. I guess if I draw into another Steel Enhancer... It's probably something I can at least put in front of this, so it's fine. Big Sludge finally comes in. Sucks that I can't use this turn, but I think I'd rather have the Big Sludge. So this floor is gonna die to the boss, so we might as well focus on the top floor for killing the boss. I think I like that more. Stick these in the front. Oh wait, it's not the stealth boss? That is not what I expected. At least we do a pretty good amount of damage there. I think by the time we get up to the top, we'll be fine. So she's just dead no matter what. So we'll do that. Don't do too much. Maybe I should have stacked regen. I think this guy's dead pretty much no matter what though. Nice. Got the max amount of gold there too. We have a lot of gold. It'd be nice if we could actually spend it. So this is an example where Engraph could be okay. I mean, it gives us an extra thing. I think I'd rather have Preserved Thorns though. Ooh. Damn, these are all good. Shit. I hate having to choose between good cards. What a first world problem. Crushing Demise is probably not gonna work here because our floors are pretty stacked as it is. I think Wicked Blaze is pretty good. We could actually make Subsiming Blade and Wicked Blaze combo to make a pretty good Animus of Will. I think we want to go this route in that case. There's just more. There's more we can do over here. Damn. Complete dud. Like, Eternal Stone is such a complete dud of a fucking card. Piece of shit card. Guess we'll do that. And we'll do that on this for now. Permafrost. It's also one I didn't necessarily want to see. We can do it with Wicked Blaze. I really want holdover on it though. Maybe just Bramble Lash. We may have turns where Bramble Lash can be like pretty good. I don't even know if I want to consume this these restores, right? I guess I will. I have the 2 Awakens. We do want to make that costless. So let's do that. Probably make the, we should spend some of this gold. Let's at least get the stewards gone. Is there anything else I want to get rid of? Not really. I kind of like every other card. Like Steel Enhancer might be the next thing I would remove. The dregs just kind of give me gold, which I kind of want. They give me a little chip damage here and there, they block damage here and there, dregs, and it's at really no energy cost to do that. It's harvest stacks for my harvest unit. Well, this is annoying. I guess we'll take the fire damage here. I really fucking hate this card. Let's put Thorny at the top. Let's do... I'd rather just get this thing into play. I'll take that damage, it's fine. So we can get him into play, that's pretty good. We don't need Animus of Will at this point. Just do that. And then do that, I think. Eventually it'll be a stack. Harvest stack. Not the turn I wanted to draw this. I do need to start getting this thing stacked up. That's fine. So we can do this here. Do this. As well preserve him for a little bit more. This saves us more than 5. How many turns in a row is that like gonna come in? But also in stealth, maybe that was better. Let's put 1 here. That's a pretty good amount of damage. And then finish him up here. Yeah, let's finish him up here. Might as well have him die. Get the extra gold. Let's do that. Get this stacked up. We'll do all 3 streams at once. What the fuck is this? Oh, that didn't give me the 5 gold when he died. Lame. Yeah, these are not good. I'll take card draw at this point. Don't need more. I don't think I need more space. Card draw would be nice though. Could have took energy as well. I think some multi-strikes might be pretty good. Let's go for multi-strikes. Don't really know what to remove. I guess the singular restores aren't quite as good as Steel Enhancer, so I'll remove them. If I draw my Awakes more often, I think that's a good thing. Put that on her. Also do this, that way yeah, it works. Man, really can't find like, we're basically getting quick and large stone every single time, which are the last 2 that I want. It's unfortunate. Extra health on him might work. Just helps against the bosses, I guess. Right, deck is at least, and it's not thin. 28's still kind of fat. Would spikes be good on any of these? Not really. I'd rather just keep the 25 gold for later. have gone the other route. I think it couldn't have gone much worse. Let's see. Spell Shield is probably fine. This is like a pretty easy combo. Definitely want him on the bottom. Don't want those guys surviving. Let's put one of these here. Can't put two of them down, but I think we'll keep up our usual thing, which is have the harvest guy in the bottom and whatnot. I'd want to draw back into that. Don't want to give them stealth. These gilded wings are ridiculous though. Just an absolutely busted unit. Let's do that. So at 32 he would be down to 49, so spell shield. So now, let's see, so 74, 44, one more. There we go. I have an explosive coming up. So you gotta really have that there. Just short of being able to kill these things. Dang. Because it pierces through the spell shield, that's what's really nice about it. Gifty won't kill that thing. So this is going to get through, unfortunately, and just do a lot of damage no matter what. I think we're going to do this. And then this. And this. Can fit. King of Balance. Okay, I could at least kill this guy by this. Wait, you only have 4? Wow, that's pretty fucked. Yeah, this runs. Maybe not salvageable. I should have taken energy instead of the card draw upgrade. It's kind of my mistake there. Still on the left. That is like super fucking unfortunate. So we'll just do that then. Too bad the blade didn't burn one of those. Otherwise, because now I just really can't get him. Maybe I could think about just killing this guy. Oh, he gets spell shield as well. if I did this. That doesn't help. Oh, I'll do this thing. I need to get the damage in this fucking thing up. Oh. Yeah, I guess that works. She's dead no matter what. It's definitely the hardest time I ever had with this fucking boss. Well, the deck doesn't look super strong. I suppose that's okay. Edge Prior might have worked. Yeah, Crushing Demise on the middle floor could work, I guess. I don't really need... I mean, I'm relying on Thorns for a lot of damage, so I don't think Engulfed in Smoke is necessarily great. I think this side is kind of calling out to us. At this point, we don't need our dregs anymore, so we can just remove dregs. They're really just not like super necessary. Let's see if we got any good artifacts. Units costing us might be good. Let's do that. Holdover, there we go. So holdover on Wicked Blaze, I think. Or some Sounding Blade. Let's try it on Wicked Blaze. Let's do that. Double stack would be nice on this. These are really the only two things we spend money on at this point, so maybe that, and I'll just give extra damage to the Sounding Blade. Give it kind of a pseudo upgrade here. We got this going on. We'll do that. So I have. Let me think here. I'm gonna stack my DPS units in the middle and put the Thorn Hollow at top. And I'm gonna try to have them die and just get them buffed up, and then eventually stick them. Ah, man, I don't know about Wicked. Maybe Wicked Blaze is just used for the tomb units. Maybe that's what I need to do. In that case, I am gonna put her there, and then I'll stick Thorn Hollow there. I don't think I'm gonna reform my DPS units. Probably should have thought all this beforehand, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Okay, let's do one of them here. The Harvest is good for that dude. Let's get these out of the way. Let's do that. so he's dead. I want to stack that dude. Fortunately, I think this is what I have to do here. I will put every steel enhancer on here probably. Stacking regen is pretty imperative. Don't really need to use this. Hope that works. Let's do this, I think. Just get these dregs out of here, I think. Where's the Awoken blades? I must have passed it over initially. I think if I go to that. Let's do this. I don't really need her at this point. I'll take more regen over the consumption. It's probably better than we could lose. So I really want that card to keep cycling through. Yeah, I think we're probably pretty good here. Let's hope. Extra stack that will give me an extra 10, so 350. I'm trying to think here. Nice. Math is always hard to do. So we barely won that round, so not super strong, but also I think I played a little bit sloppy. I don't know, I think the fact that I can play that sloppy and still win shows that it might be a better combo, but I guess we'll see. We'll have to see what the consistency of this is. It definitely seems like more cards are available to you in this combo, whereas in the other combo there's a lot of duds. Here there's not so many duds. Like even Steel Enhancer was actually pretty good here.